the definition of reference point? Reference point is a point with respect to which we can analyze the motion of a moving object, or we can say that reference point is such a point with respect to which we can identify the location of an object. It is a point with respect to which we can analyze the motion of any moving object. It can also be used to identify the location of any object. This reference point is also known as origin. Here we have to remember one thing, that the size of the reference point is very small. Size of the reference point is what? It is very small. Okay. Now what can be the example of a reference point? Any sand particle lying on the road can be treated as reference point, because with respect to that sand particle you can analyze whether a car on the road is moving or it is at rest. Okay. Suppose this is the road and here we are considering the sand particle, and this sand particle is our reference point. Now, if you assume a car parked on the roadside, what you can say, the separation between the sand particle, that is the reference point, and the car is not changing with time. That means we can draw the conclusion that the car is at rest. Now, at the same time, another car, say at the left side of the sand particle, another car is going to change its location with respect to time, and hence we can draw the conclusion that the car is in motion with respect to this sand particle. So in this way, reference point plays a vital role to analyze whether the body is at rest or in motion. Now we are going to talk about reference body. Reference body is also equally useful, just like reference point. Now the only difference between reference point and reference body is that the size of the reference point is very small, whereas the size of the reference body is huge. Now, as for example, you can consider a tree, and with respect to this tree, you are going to analyze the motion of a bus. In this case, the tree will be treated as reference body. You can take another example. Suppose we are considering a building, tall building, that is situated at one side of the road. With respect to this building, you are going to analyze how far a car is located. If you are finding that the separation between the car and the building is not changing with time, then you can draw the conclusion that the car is at rest. But if you are finding that the separation between the car and the building is changing with time, then you can draw the conclusion that the car is in motion. Understood the difference between reference point and reference body? Okay. Now, reference axis. What is reference axis? Any straight line passing through the reference point, that is the origin, will be known as reference axis. Suppose this is our origin. This is our what? Origin, means reference point. If we consider a line, this line will be known as reference axis. Now we are going to talk about coordinate system. Actually, there are three types of coordinate system. First one is one dimensional coordinate system. One dimensional coordinate system. What is this? One dimensional coordinate system is composed of origin. Composed of what? Origin and one reference axis. Okay. This horizontal reference axis is occasionally known as x-axis. So what is the use of this one-dimensional coordinate system? So in order to explain this, we need to consider one ant, and we consider that A is the starting point of that ant. Now suppose the ant has shifted its location from point A to point B after time t. After time t. Now you have been asked, what will be the location of this ant after time t? You have to simply find this distance. You have to simply find this distance, and you have to tell that the ant is situated at a distance of AB from point A after time t. At a distance of AB means at point B on this line. Understood? So in this way, now what is the use of this one-dimensional coordinate system? In order to explain this, we are going to consider one example. Suppose one ant is situated at point A and it has shifted its position from point A to point B in time t along this straight path. And you have been asked to find what will be its location after time t. Now what will be your reply? Your reply should be the ant is at a distance of AB from the starting point A. So here is the usefulness of one-dimensional coordinate system. Now we are going to consider two-dimensional coordinate system. This two-dimensional coordinate system is a collection of origin and two reference axes that are considered mutually perpendicular to each other. Suppose this is the origin, this is what? This is the origin, and here is the horizontal reference axis known as x-axis, and another vertical reference axis we are considering at an angle of 90 degree to the horizontal axis, and this axis will be known as y-axis, and O is the origin. O is what? O is the origin. Now, how can we use this two-dimensional coordinate system? Again, we will consider the motion of the ant, but this time we will not consider that the ant is moving along a straight path. We will consider that the ant is moving on a plane. The ant is moving what? On a plane. Now, suppose this is the starting point of the ant. Starting point we have to consider as the origin, and it has shifted to point P after a certain time t. Now you have been asked what will be the location of this ant after this time t. So in this case, since the ant is moving on a plane and the plane is two-dimensional. Two-dimensional means in order to construct a plane we need two directions, its length and breadth. Now what we will do, we have to move up to a distance x along x-axis. After that we have to move parallel to y-axis so that we can reach the final point P. Suppose this distance is y and this one is a. Okay, so what will be its location? It will be x comma y. It will be x comma y. Okay, so in this way we can use two-dimensional coordinate system to identify the location of any object moving on a plane. Now we are going to consider three-dimensional coordinate system. Three-dimensional coordinate system. In three-dimensional coordinate system, we will have one origin O along with three mutually perpendicular axes. Three mutually perpendicular axes. Suppose this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this one is z-axis. You have to remember one thing, that x and y are mutually perpendicular to each other. Y and z are also perpendicular, and at last z and x are also perpendicular to each other. Now, how can you use this three-dimensional coordinate system? Suppose one bird is flying in the sky, and you have been asked to identify the location of that bird at a particular time t during its motion. Suppose the bird is at P. Now, in this case, in order to identify the location of the bird, what you have to do? You are restricted to move either along the axis or parallel to any axis. Now, we will start our movement from the origin. Suppose we are to move along the x-axis up to this point. This point is A, and this distance OA is x. After that, we are to move parallel to y-axis up to point B, so that the point B is just below the point P. Okay, and suppose this distance AB is y, and from where we will get y? From here. We are going to consider one parallelogram. This AB will be this much. Okay. Now, at last we are to reach the point P. What we need to do? We are to move to point P parallel to z axis, and let this distance BP be z. Now, what will be the coordinate of this point P, or what will be the location of the bird which is situated at point P at any time t? Its location will be x, comma this one y, comma this distance z. So in this way we can find out the location of any moving object in a space or in three-dimensional zone using three-dimensional coordinate system.